Good morning. Hello. Happy New Year, new you, new whatever you want to embrace. Yes. Welcome to Unity of Gaithersburg. I'm Reverend Edith Washington Woods. So grateful to be I'm entering, but I'm really in, yes, this year, 2024. I know, who would have thought, but we're here together. Yes. And I want to welcome all of those who are out there in Love Streaming Land. I've already said good morning. And if anybody else wants to play with their phone, go on our YouTube channel and say that. And I also want to welcome anyone who is new. Are there any ones of you out there that haven't visited us before, like ever? All right. Anybody who's returning who hasn't been here in a while? Yes. Hello there. And out there in Love Streaming Land, if you haven't been with us, please let us know. Or if you haven't been here for a while, we'd like to know that too. Just put something in the chat box, and we would love to greet you. So let us take a moment to open in prayer. I invite you to be still now, bringing our attention into this moment. Just being with this space, this sacred space we are creating. And in this moment, we just simply allow ourselves to be immersed in it. And as we join in this prayer, we join our hearts in this expansive way. And with this awareness, this is where we pray from. God the good, omniscience, that which is presence, that which is all in. We come together on this day to celebrate the first Sunday in 2024. May we each know that every moment, but every day, that we're able to sprinkle love more in 2024. That we allow ourselves to be the sprinklers and to feel the vibration of the sprinkle throughout this time we are here with each other today. And with that, we just dive right in and allow ourselves to radiate, vibrate, sprinkle in this space together. And so it is. Amen. And now we have our congregational song. You might want to stand up, those of you who like the wiggle. This is one of those kind of songs. All right, here we go.
Good morning, everyone. What Reverend Edith said. This is the day that the Lord has made, that the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it, be glad in it. This is the day that the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it. This is the day that the Lord has made.
Hey, so, whoa, are you awake now? I think you woke up into 2024. Yes? And if you need to wake up anymore, just remember that song, right? Yeah, okay. So I'm up first for transformational opportunities. The first thing we want to do is celebrate January birthdays and anniversaries. So if there are any of you folks out there, raise your hand. Roof off the, yep, I'm raising mine too. Yes. And I'm raising the other one for Shirley, because she ain't here, but we share a birthday. Oh, hello, look at it, yep. Lots of January birthdays, anniversaries out there too, right? Okay, look at us. So we're gonna sing to him happy birthday?
Yes,
We wanna do that? Yeah, I know, I just wake y'all up on Sunday morning sometime. We're gonna happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. So before we celebrate our something new we're going to be doing, I need to complete last year. And one of them is gifts that we have for our staff. So I have 3 gifts right here in my hand, and y'all can get them after service for Deletta, for Jeff, and for John D. So here you go, a gift from the church. And I also have a gift. I just saw one of our board members, our vice president, Pam, coming in. I have a gift for you, but it's in my office because I didn't see you. But it's in my office. So we want to celebrate our board, who the rest of them already got their gifts, and the rest of the band has already got their gifts, and the other staff. So we're complete now with 2023. Yes. Okay, I know, right? Over 3 weeks. It takes that sometimes. So we've started something here that the board really had on their heart, and that is to celebrate our members. And so each month, we're going to celebrate a member who is near and dear to us. Now, for those of you who aren't members, hey, that might be a good way to become a member, because I can't keep up with, it's so many of you who are not, and I don't even know if I have your phone numbers. Come to me and let me know. I'm not a member here. I want to make sure that you can contact me when you want to. But the member who we are celebrating today, and if you've gotten our newsletter, you already know, and that is our long-term member, Charlie Stinnett. Yay. And what you see on your screen is her with the Afghan that I have right here. And again, if you read the newsletter, you have the whole backstory to it. I'm not going to tell it to you. Read the newsletter, and if you haven't gotten the newsletter, let us know, because she'll be featured the whole month, every Friday. And it's a beautiful story. She goes way back to our first ministers, Alan and Ann Quay. And so just loving her up. She's online. Hello, Charlie. And she's online every week from, I think it's in St. Louis, and I may not be right about that, but she doesn't live here anymore. And so we just celebrate her, and she had a birthday, actually, a few days ago. I forget what day it was, but I was talking to her the day after it. I think it's the 2nd. But anyway, so we just want to celebrate her and just give her love all month long, and next month we'll have someone else to celebrate. And today we're going to draw from the raffle that ended on Christmas Eve. So if you had purchased a ticket, it's in here. And I didn't, because I won last year, and I knew that I would win if I put the ticket in the basket. So I decided not to put the ticket in the basket, but I'll make sure I donate it to it. So who wants to put their hand in the basket to pull a ticket? Yes, come on up. There's my birthday girl, Shirley. Yes, we born the same day, and
Not the
couple of,
same year, I'm
couple of
pregnant.
days apart.
No, a
Years,
couple-
years apart,
years
just a
apart.
couple. Here you go. Any old ticket will
All
do.
right.
Let's see, who is it? Oh, Joanne Nicola. Woo! Yes, this is beautiful. I have it right here. So where is she? Oh, over there. I'll have it for you after church, okay? All right, I am complete.
I'm Carol Plummer, and I'm a licensed Unity teacher, and I'm here to share the transformational opportunities. And so just a reminder that the vision board that was supposed to be on Saturday is going to be next Saturday from 10 to noon in the education building. Hey, the next thing is spirit groups. So I know that, I don't know how many of you have seen this. I've talked to some of you about it. But if you are looking for a connection, community, and spiritual growth, I invite you to come to our first spirit group. We're going to do a pilot in January, and it is a great opportunity to connect and to grow. So we're going to do an informational session after the service today, after service. Akusua and I are co-leaders, so please feel free, if you can't stay after, to ask us any questions or email or call us. Okay. Next we have our January SEE class. Licensed Unity teacher Jane McCarthy is going to be teaching Hebrew, the Hebrew scriptures, and she is an amazing Bible instructor. So I think it already started. The first class started on Saturday, but you can still join. So on Saturday from, 2 to 1 to 4. So it's a great experience, and so if you at all are interested, check it out and sign up. Finally, our foundation is prayer. Our prayer chaplain today is David Johnson in the back. And so if you would like one-on-one confidential prayer, he'll be hanging around back in this corner. Please approach him after the service. Or if you just would like to be held in prayer or have someone held in prayer, you can put your name or someone's name in the box in the back next to where Keith is sitting. You just write the name in and put it into the box, and you'll be put onto the prayer list, and you'll be held in prayer by the prayer team. And with that, I think we're ready for the daily word.
So here is the daily word for Sunday, January 7th, 2024. The word for today is wholeness. And the affirmation is as follows. Wholeness is my nature and my truth of life. I will repeat again. Wholeness is my nature and my truth of life. I see myself whole, complete, and as a living expression of God. My thoughts fill my consciousness with the divine idea of wholeness. My words affirm this wholeness. Through my actions, I bless the life energy in my body with the right balance of exercise, rest, and nutrition. I live for my wholeness. Even if I experience illness, I may receive treatment, but I do not consider myself weak or diseased. I move through every health challenge with faith and grace, trusting the experience has come to pass. I remember wherever I am, whatever may be happening to me, divine life is always seeking to express through me to restore my awareness of wholeness, which is and will always be my true spiritual state of being. And our verse is from the book of Luke, chapter 11, verse 34, which states, "Your eye is the lamp of your body. If your eye is healthy, your whole body is full of light. But if it is not healthy, your body is full of darkness." Now, let's take a moment to reflect on the word for today, wholeness.
This is Family Sunday. I have a book. So I want to invite any children or the young at heart to join me up here and sit on the steps. So the title of my book today is A Fox Named Fox. A fox named Fox. Isn't that interesting? A fox named Fox, like a dog named Dog. Anybody name their dog Dog? Or do you sometimes call a dog Dog, even though the dog's name is not Dog? Yeah, I do. Well, yeah. And it's by a lady named Dima Eckhorn. And it was written in 2023. So here we go. Once upon a time, there was a fox named Fox. The fox was with his friends, and then he was alone. The fox looked left, the fox looked right, but saw nobody. On his journey back to his friends, Fox met someone small and someone big. Then he met someone prickly. You see the prickly? Yeah. This porcupine. I think it's a porcupine. Oh. And someone fluffy. What's the fluffy? Bunny. A bunny. And he greeted the bright day. And he loved the night. While traveling, Fox saw many colors. So the colors were the colors in the forest, right? So what are some of the colors in the forest?
Green.
Green, yes.
Brown.
Brown. What else? You got one?
Yeah.
What colors in the forest?
Blue.
Blue, like the blue sky.
Red.
Red. Yeah. Yeah, and so the fox saw many colors and even saw red and white. Here's some more colors. Look at that, pink. A pink color. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then the fox's fur, it would get wet and dry, clean and muddy. You ever been wet, dry, clean, or muddy? All in one day, right? Sometimes? No? Yeah.
No.
Never? Oh, come on now. You're just pulling my leg. Sometimes muddy, dirty, smelly, wet, clean, definitely, yes. So the fox looks really sad there.
Why?
Well, because I think the fox got lost. But it was lost, and then he was calm, and he met someone young and someone old. So there's an old owl. An old owl. Mm-hmm. And a baby owl. Yeah. Someone fast and someone slow the fox met. The fox named Fox. Someone that was down and someone that was up. Until, he met someone similar but different. So look at that. There's the fox, and then they look alike, but they're two different colors.
It's a wolf.
It's a wolf? You think that's a wolf? Yeah, it could be a wolf. And he met an enemy and a friend, and the enemy was a little trap that could have trapped him and hurt his foot.
I think that was a fox, but it got muddy.
Yeah. Oh, yes. The dark could have been a muddy fox. Yeah, they might have all been the same. So again, the fox was lost, but then the fox was found. And the fox and his friends were together again. Once upon a time, there was a happy fox named Fox. And that's the end. So names can be very interesting, yes?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And when you go home and call your dog a dog or a cat the cat, then just remember the fox named Fox. Right?
No, I call him Smokey. I call him Smokey sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what we do. All right. Well, thank you very much. And now you're going to go back over to the YFM building. But thank you guys for being here.
Today I stand open to divinity in me. I choose my name. I choose my name. A name chosen by spirit and then whispered to my heart. From this day I am awakened to the nature God intended with my name. I write this name on a white stone, a stone that means both purity and truth. Inner wisdom, silent strength, my name expresses God in me. On this white stone, on this white stone, I write my name. I write this name on a white stone, a stone that means both purity and truth. Inner wisdom, silent strength, my name expresses God in me. On this white stone, on this white stone, I write my name. I write my name.
So what's in a name anyway? Like, I was wondering, what does it take to have a name? You know, nowadays, ultrasounds are so amazing. Like, even they have 3D. You ever seen any of those 3D ones? Yes, so you see it, not like when I had my baby, so you had your babies, right? And because the ultrasounds have gotten so, I'm going to use the word advanced, then the doctors and nurses are able to tell what the genitalia indicates, right? Whether it's a boy or girl. And oftentimes now, parents can then name their baby before it's born. Isn't that interesting? But what is the significance in a name? Some people, parents, name their boys Junior. Yeah, like my brother is Leonard Jr. That's just his name, his title. That's it. But what about when girls are named after their mother or their father? Now, my aunt, my mother's sister that's next to her, that means, well, they're about 11 months apart or something. And my grandparents named their second daughter after my grandmother, and her name is Ann Nestor. Yeah, the whole name, Ann Nestor. That's kind of interesting. But she was not named Junior. That's kind of, they don't do that. Name a girl Ann Nestor Jr. Or if they're named after their father, and let's say their name is, the father's name is Robert, then they may name her Roberta. But there are times when they do actually get that name, and a couple of examples we have is Elizabeth II, like Queen Elizabeth II, and Anne Eleanor Roosevelt Jr. I know, right? Who would have a name like that? But she didn't have a choice. They kind of gave that to her. And oftentimes when children are named after at least the girls, sometimes the boys too, and they're named after someone, they may get a new name. And we often call them nicknames, right? Like my nickname is like Edie's name is my nickname. And that's how you can distinguish us, right? You call me Edith, you call her Edie, but when either one of us hears someone call us the other, we may answer to both. I'm just letting you know ahead of time, because we both have the same names, Edie. I know, right? And we even spell them the same. That's crazy as hell. But my aunt Ann Nestor, her name they gave her is Bonnie. Now, Bonnie and the Nestor does not sound alike, does it? I wish I could find out, and I can't, of course, because my grandma's and grandfather have been gone a while. But I've never called my aunt Ann Nestor. I call her Aunt Bonnie. Yeah? That's just the way it is. And my mother, Arla, is not Arla. Her nickname is Mickey. Where'd that come from? But the rest of the kids didn't get nicknames. I think it was because they were young then, and maybe they just needed to have some different ways to pronounce their children, and then the other three that followed never got a nickname. But it's also interesting about Queen Elizabeth, because when she was a child, her other name was Lilibet. And that's what they called her when she was a child. And so names are very, very important, and there's also spiritual significances to names. So if we take it to biblical times, we can look at our disciple for this month, which is Peter. And here's what happened. In the book of John, two guys heard that John the Baptist was speaking about this really cool dude. And they said this dude was the anointed one, or the Messiah. And they thought, okay, so I think I should introduce this anointed one to my brother. So one of the two was Andrew, and he was Simon's brother. So Andrew takes Simon up to this anointed one that we know of as Jesus. He said, here's my brother. And Jesus says to him, no, your name is no longer Simon. Your name is Peter. Now, where did he get Peter from? What? How do you go to Simon and jump over to Peter, right? Like this, like Elizabeth and Lilibet. None of them they don't go together. But Jesus had a reason why he renamed Peter. And that is because Peter, well, if we look at the Aramaic translation of Peter, it's Cephas. And when you translate it into Greek or Latin or whatever, it means Petra, which means a rock or a stone. And then in English, it's translated to add an ending on it, a masculine ending, and that's why we get Peter. So he's Peter, a.k.a. Cephas. And it just happens to be that Peter is our what we start January off every month. Thank you, Charles Fillmore. Because Peter represents the rock, the foundation, and this is the foundation of our new year, our new beginning, our new you. And so when we look at Peter, we also look at a few more things, right? That he represents faith. Because if you have a foundation that you're starting, so let's say you're building a house, and every house has to have a foundation, right? Otherwise, it just all fall down. That's why we can't have, like, card houses. Cards, to stack. You ever did that? Had a stack of cards, and you made a house out of it, and then it fell down? Because it didn't have a foundation. So when we build a house, a for real house that we might live in, don't build it out of cards. And so you have a foundation. So Jesus said that Peter is the rock, right? And a foundation has some rocks in it. Of course, if you have concrete, that's about, even though it's ground up, there are rocks in it, I can guarantee you. And so he becomes this foundation. And so every year we get to see and we get to affirm that Peter, yes, that's the disciple that Jesus said, you will build the rock. You are the rock. You are the foundation of the church. Whatever church is. Whatever we want to call it. But it's the foundation of our own core beingness, really. And the location that is associated with faith, Peter, is right in the center of the brain. If we took a wire and we went this way and that way, and by the time we get to the center, that's where faith is. Even though we can't see it, we can't touch it, it's there. And the corresponding color that goes with faith is what? Blue. You got to know it. So some of us, are wearing blue in different places, including our hair, just because we can. Thank you, hairdresser. But anyway, but this brings us to our ceremony for today, which is our white stone ceremony. And Charles Fillmore, a co-founder of Unity, wrote this in a book called Christian Healing about faith. And he said that faith is exercised deep in spiritual consciousness, that it finds its right place, and that it is without variation or disappointment, and the results are seemingly miraculous. So those of you who were here on New Year's Eve, when we had our burning bowl, we kind of had a little miraculous happening, didn't we? When there was no sound. And the AV team was touching stuff and going in the secret closet in the back. I still haven't been there yet. And I just got this inkling, this knowing to pray. In our collective consciousness, the vibration that we were vibrating that evening, while I was praying, at some point, the mic started working. And so this is what miraculous means. It's like something that we don't really know that's going to happen. And we just have faith and we believe and we trust. And then, voila, it happens. And that happens more than you know with our mics. But that was a really good one because we had audience participation. And so we move into this thing called the white stone ceremony, where you'll be guided, all of us will be guided to listen for a new name or a quality or something that indwelling presence says to us. And so I want you to, does everyone have a stone, first of all? Does anyone need one? If you need a stone, raise your hand. Oh, good. Look at you. And then take a look at it. Just take a look and turn it over and around and everything. And do you see that it has some, I'm going to call it imperfections. Like it's not a perfect, it's got little dents and all kinds of stuff, right? And it kind of represents us. That we're just not, even though we may think we're perfect, we're not. We have these different ways that we are, that we be, that we show up in the world, and sometimes we make mistakes, and we have to know that mistakes are okay. Even me as senior minister, you know, people want to put us up on a throne, and I tell you, please don't put me there because I will fall off. And I don't want to fall down, like I did when I got home after the burning bowl. Ask me about it later, but I did. I fell and hit my head hard. It's okay. I did get to the gym, though, one day this week. But this represents that we're not perfect. We're just not, and it's okay, because it's still beautiful, yes? And until I pointed it out to you, you might not even notice that there were these little imperfections. And this little stone comes from a company in Kansas City called Jerusalem Stone. And the owner, Sam Notcham, was born in a small mountain village named Malcha in Jerusalem, Israel. I took this off their website. And when he was 18, he met his, to be later, he met his wife, she would be his wife later. And he met her name's Dana, when she was going on a youth trip with her synagogue from Kansas City, Missouri. He didn't speak English and she barely spoke Hebrew. But they spent most of the trip together. Isn't that interesting? They corresponded for years after she came back to the States. And after he got out of the Army, he purchased a one-way ticket to visit her. Oh. And he never went back. Well, he did go back, but he didn't go back then. And he became a U.S. citizen, and then they got married. And when he went to Israel to visit his family in 1992, he started having some neck pain, and he ended up having surgery. And so he's back in Kansas City, and he's laid up for a year recuperating. And he watched a lot of what? Television and news. And he noticed what was happening over in Jerusalem is that they were throwing a lot of stones at each other. And it really saddened him, I'm guessing. So much so that he wanted to do something with those stones to make them more beautiful, to take something that had been used negatively and make it into something positive, which is why we have these stones. And he and his wife mortgaged their house, and they went to Israel, and he started meeting with various companies, factories that were producing stones. And they were both Israeli and Palestinian owned. Yeah. Because as I've said to you before, we see things and we're told things that may not necessarily be the whole picture of stuff. That, yes, there's a war going on, but inside of that war is real people who have lives that are intertwined, right? In Israel, there are people who are Palestinian that live there, and a lot of other communities, spiritual communities and cultures that have been living with each other for centuries upon centuries, right, Jane? Yeah, I was in our class yesterday. It was wonderful. If you want to learn some Bible, you want to come to that class. And how some of it goes back like 8,000 years. That's a long time that they've been like having these disagreements. Let's just call them disagreements, not wars. And so he went to these two companies that were run by Palestinians and Israelis, and he started getting stones from them, which is why we have this stone today. Which is why we get to look at what can we see positive out of it that comes from that area, that region, instead of whatever else is showing up. So in this ceremony, this white stone ceremony, it is a ritual that's been happening for a long time. And way back in Jesus' day, they used to give a stone to people who were released from captivity, like jail. And so with us, we're going to use this to create something new, because I'm guessing that many of us have something heavy on our hearts, right? It may be something heavy that's having to do with the wars that are happening in the Middle East, or something that's happening in our country with some disagreements that some people might have. Oh, in the government maybe, I don't know. Or maybe even disagreements we may have in our own families, or with our own friends, or inside of us. You know that disagreement that we have sometimes at the first of the year about how we're going to make a New Year's resolution to release. Wait. I know none of you are thinking about that. No. And so we get to look at something and create something new with this. And in the book of Revelations, chapter 2 and 17, it says this. John talks about the people being given a new name. And he stated, "Let anyone who has an ear listen to what the Spirit is saying to the churches. Everyone who is victorious, I will give some of the hidden manna. I will give a white stone, and on the white stone is written a new name that no one knows except the one who receives it." So with this Bible passage, there are two words that stand out: churches and manna. In churches, if we metaphysically interpret it, it is the peoples whose thoughts were turned towards God, towards the divine, towards spirit. And manna was something that goes way back to when Moses was in the wilderness, and it was a substance that miraculously supplied food to the Israelites in the wilderness. And so when we look at it for us, we can look at this white stone as something that is allowing us to be free. Free from anything, any limitations, any thoughts of separation we may have from other people. And so when we go into this meditative space, you're holding this stone, and you're going to allow it to speak to you. And it may not even make sense. And that's good. Don't try to make sense of it. Just write down with your pencil whatever it is. So I invite you to take a moment to become still. And to allow ourselves to just really move into a space where we're heart listening. And knowing that this white stone is a symbol of a new beginning, the new beginning of 2024. And our new theme of 2024 is we sprinkle love more in 2024. And so as we are considering the sprinkle of it, we come into an awareness of all things new. And that this white stone is, it represents a clean slate, a new beginning. A new beginning for us to step fully into intimacy. To step in intimacy. Into me I see. Into me I see. And as we go into a time of silence, we allow ourselves to listen to the vibration that is vibrating within us, that is giving us that name, that quality, that beingness, that something that is seeking to express as us. So as we go into the silence, we're claiming our new name. We are claiming our new name. In the silence, we move into deep listening and ask, what is mine? What is my new name to claim? In the silence, we go deeper together. What is the name? What is our name? In the silence. Silence. And if there is a name or a quality on your heart, I invite you to write it down on your stone. And as we gently bring ourselves back to the space and time, may we know that this name has come to us, that it has come to us in a way that we get to live into, that we are invited to be with. And that anytime you look or think about your white stone, remember that the vibration of your new name is moving as you. And we simply allow it to be us. And our affirmation for today can assist us with taking us into every day, every week, and even into the year, if you'd like. I'll say it once, and then I'll invite you to say it with me. I am ready to match the vibration of my new name every day. Together. I am ready to match the vibration of my new name every day. Again, I am ready to match the vibration of my new name every day. You got it? You got it? And there it is. And there it will be. Our name. And so it is. Amen.
Of peace. There's no answer then for a friend. We are all the same. There is only one, 'cause everyone is born with God's name. Question becomes, where do we start? How do we heal so much pain? The answer is clear. We open our hearts and we let love wash away every stain. 'Cause peace in our time begins with a smile, with one open hand. And when we teach by example, the world is sure to understand that we are all children of the God of love. We are all meant to be instruments of peace. There's no answer them for a friend. We are all the same. There is only one, 'cause everyone is born with God's name. Do 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 do. Sometimes it seems so useless to try, so futile to dream. But remember, the power of creation lies in what we believe. 'Cause
today I have a quote from Charles Fillmore, co-founder of Unity. And he says, God is the source of a mighty stream of substance, and you are a tributary of that stream, a channel of expression. Blessing the substance increases its flow. If your money supply is low or your purse seems empty, take it in your hands and bless it. See it filled with living substance, ready to become manifest. And that's from Charles Fillmore. So if you would like to share some of your substance by supporting our church, there's lots of ways to do it. We have our little triangle white box in the back. You can text to give. You can go online. There's lots of opportunities to donate. There's lots of donate buttons on the website and in the newsletter, and we invite you to do that. So our love blessing, join me in our love offering blessing. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And I am so grateful.
Good morning. So, what's the power this month? What's the color? And what does faith mean? Yes.
Africa.
And we have an affirmation that we're going to say all together. What is the affirmation for this month? Nope. I am. I am that I am. Yeah. So we talked a little bit about faith this morning. And also, YFM wants to thank all of you all who participated in our Kwanzaa celebration last month. Actually, it would be last month. So thank you so much for doing that, because that was an intergenerational kind of thing, and we're going to do a little more of those. And then I just have a quick pitch. If anybody happens to see a couple of booster seats, or booster seats for the chairs when you're sitting at a table, or high chairs that are in good conditions, we'd like a couple of booster seats and a couple of high chairs. Don't go out and spend a whole lot of money, but if you happen to be out somewhere and you happen to see one that's in really good condition, we'd like it over, because we've got some toddlers and some small people who should be coming soon. So thank you with that. And I think we are complete. Let's do our blessing.
I am the light. I'm the light of the world. I live as the light.
Absolutely.
You are the light of the world. You live as the light.
Okay. We are the light of the world. We live as the light.
And now if you'll stand for our closing. And my friends, I invite you to go out in the world and allow your new name or quality to vibrate, to radiate out from the core of who you are to everyone who comes in your sphere, in your space. Have a wonderful week. Bye for now.
I am dreaming. You can't stop me. People pulling me all directions. Good intentions manifesting with my blessing. My new direction certain through with guessing. This is the way it's gonna be. Life is a flower blooming for me. My dandelion dreams. My dandelion dreams. My dandelion dreams. My dandelion dreams. Waves are crashing. Winds are blowing. May not know where I'm going, but I am going. This is the way it's gonna be. Life is a flower blooming for me. My dandelion